sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like button, share this content, let a friend or one of those neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Cowboys got to want it. That's the message for today. Who should be the coach? That's the answer too. Who should be? Who? Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Come on. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. We talk Cowboys football and beyond. Of course, a lot of people, we can go back and forth or whether or not we should go with this guy or that guy. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the absolute end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys got to figure it out for themselves. The Dallas Cowboys must figure this out for themselves. And on top of that, the Cowboys need to figure it out. Because my thing is, if you go with the youth, if you go with the coach for the first time as a head coach, it may be some carryover. What is that carryover, Law? The carryover is the undisciplined nature. You have to have a Territorian. You know, you're going to have someone that can, because the talent is here. Let me say this again. The talent is here. And when you look at the absolute talent of this team, could this team be a situation 1 or 2 players away? Yeah. We had undisciplined on both sides of the ball. And some of those undisciplined situations were not penalty worthy, but it was like gap exchanges, right? It was like principles of what you do on a 7-step route, bang 8 route. It was principles of what you do as far as your blocking assignments and things like that. Those are things that can be fixable, but it also got to be something that the Cowboys are willing to do. Now, news is out that Mike McCarthy got a meeting with Jerry Jones Thursday or Friday, depending on whatever they can do. And when we start talking about problems, we talking about culture. Is Mike McCarthy a good coach? Yes, I'm quite sure he is. But what's been the 2 factors of Mike McCarthy administrations? 1 being time or clock management, 2 being discipline. We are a undisciplined team. There's no fear of God on this particular situation. And all I can say here is the Cowboys, you got options now. Now, the choice is theirs, but you got to want it. Now, can a leopard change his spots? Can a zebra change his stripes? No. That's just what it is. Now, we can either sit around, mope around, cry about it, and say, you know what, we're going to stick to where we are at, or we can make some changes. But at the same time, Dan Quinn, we know for sure, he's gone. He got 5 or 6 interviews. He got 5 or 6 interviews on the table right now. So he's gone. But when you start to listen to what the playmaker said, I'm going to play this audio again because a lot of people need to understand this.
Every damn where, all across this country, all across the league, they stood up to defend their city and defend their team, except in the city that deserved it the most. Except the team that's most recognizable and deserved it the most. What do you do when all you have don't understand?
What do you do?
When I got here, I understood the
Listen, we're going to keep playing this all off season.
They made this America's team. They put a championship on the table. Before I got here, my job while I was here is to match what they have done because they built it. They handed it to me. Put my damn championship on the table. That's all we ask. Put your damn championship on the table. And you couldn't do it. All the asses gotta go.
So appreciate everybody. And we already seen and we already talked about the Dez Bryant interview. Salute to Dez Bryant and all of his challenges, and he's able to continue to move forward and strive forward. But those are things that we already know of. Dez Bryant cannot save us nor help us. He can only reveal to us what we already knew. And salute to him. Shout out to the Pivot podcast or what have you. Hey, I reached out to Dez Bryant and people, man. Hey, man, you supposed to jump over here, but you jump over there, man. Forget you, Dez. Forget you, man. I'm just messing with y'all. But salute to him. And shout out to the Pivot podcast for being able to grab all of that stuff over there. But neither here nor there. This team, from a disciplinary situation, the Dallas Cowboys need to change this. It doesn't matter how fast you run. It doesn't matter how tall you are or how far you can jump. If you're not disciplined, it don't mean a hill of beans. Right? So it is a situation that the Dallas Cowboys need to absolutely figure this out. On top of that, the playmaker is telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what should we do at this point? Is this a situation that we can go all in and say, all right, cool, let us sit back and let us just chill and allow these things to continue to happen? Because this is what I've seen multiple times. And let me see if I can pull this up right quick. This was earlier this year from the mindset of what's happening. And he said it right on the point. Eugene.
You want a few people.
Hold on, let me rewind all the way to the beginning.
I said, you want some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry.
Were they hungry? Were they starving? You know, were they barely touching their backs?
They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more. You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. I said,
where the lies at? Where are the lies? Where are the lies? And the team, yeah, Ferg, so over it, appreciate you. He was one of many, right, that was really like, hey, I'm going to try to get this out of the mud. I'm going to figure this out one way or another. Now, granted, the Dallas Cowboys, it doesn't matter. You going to have a cultural change. It doesn't matter whether or not you bring in a young phenom who can call plays and pull plays out and be spectacular. But if it's a 50-yard catch down the field, get out of bounds, and then all of a sudden you see flag on the turf, or it's a nice drive, you hold them to 3rd and 6, and all of a sudden there's cloth out there. And I'm talking about things that's really much so, things that you can control. False start, offsides, delay of games, unnecessary roughness. I get it. These subjective calls like holding, pass interferences, I get that. Those are in the aficionado's hands, right? But we got to figure out a way that if that player is in his stance and he goes offsides, then we need to have something happening. And not just tongue in cheek. This needs to be established from the get-go, from the jump. We don't need to have people coming to our stadium saying that we are a bunch of front runners. That's what happened the other day. Aaron Jones, not Rodgers, Aaron Jones said, hey, man, the Cowboys are a bunch of front runners. He said what he was going to do, and he did it easily. It wasn't difficult for him to do it. Let me see if I got the audio somewhere. If you guys can bear with it, you know. And we going to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. The Cowboys got to want it. And you got to establish that. And if you don't, then we'll be always talking about, hey, man, the Cowboys, man, we a good team. We can get to the playoff, but hey.
And this arc, we're going to take it over. We already set our standard. We're going to punch the front runners in the mouth early. We're going to set our tone, and it's going to be 4 quarters. We're going to lock them in the cage and give them that G-way ball.
He said we're going to lock them in the cage. We're going to punch them in the mouth. We're going to set the tone. Come on, man. That's culture. And I'm telling y'all right now, they came in hungry.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Yes, sir. Hey, this your stadium. Hey, this your stadium.
He said it's my stadium.
The reason I go hard, bro, you somebody to look up to, bro. You somebody to play for. Don't count, bro.
He said you the reason why I go hard for. Pause. But that's what he said. You the reason why I go hard in the paint. I'm willing to block for you because I can foresee the mindset and the tenacity that you bring to the table, and it's contagious.
I want to go out there and block for you. I feel when I don't make the block.
Hey, that's low. Hey, that's how I gotta be. We brothers.
Real, bro.
We brothers.
Yeah.
I can't play no more of it. I'll be too hot to even focus. I'll be too hot to even focus. Cowboy Nation, I'm not sitting here saying that this. I got one for you. Hold on. Let me play this one because I want to because these guys. Shout out to my guy Martin Talk Cowboys. These guys got a good solution.
Vrabel would want to work with them.
Vrabel and the Cowboys. I think you give Vrabel that much talent on the Cowboys, contenders.
You think Vrabel would want to work with Jerry Jones?
Hold on. Let me say this though. We played the Titans not this year but last year, and we was fighting for our life. And there's collectively, from a talented aspect of it, hey, we were here, they was down here, they had Joshua Dobbs, and we were fighting for our life. Fighting for our lives against the Titans. Joshua Dobbs, they damn near almost won. Vaporol don't have this type of kind of talent in Tennessee when he was there. But we was fighting for our lives in that game, bro. So watch what these boys say and listen. Now, here's my thoughts. If Thursday and Friday meeting go well and Mike McCarthy is able to sell himself and say, let me get Vaporol in here as a defensive coordinator, I would take that. I would literally take that. But also, if Jerry Jones said, hey, Big Mike, man, I like you, but I don't love you. This Bill Belichick guy, I keep saying Parcells. This Bill Belichick guy, I had some hidden conversations with him. Oh, and for everybody that's out there, when we start talking about mentors, I told y'all, go find you a mentor, be a mentee, and also have peer-to-peer. Guess who was Bill Belichick's mentor? Guess who? Y'all can put it in the chat. But let me just play this all the way from the beginning again.
Vrabel and the Cowboys. I think you give Vrabel that much talent on the Cowboys, contenders.
You think Vrabel would want to work with Jerry Jones?
Probably not. But let me say it. I think Vrabel's probably going on the bus, hang out for a second. He'd enjoy it. That boy's out at Richmond having a good time.
Yeah.
Here's what I think.
Appreciate you, Paul. It was Jimmy Johnson.
Vrabel McCarthy obviously gets fired. Vrabel
and of course, Bill
goes to the
Belichick
Cowboys. Too. Who's his first call? Goes to the Cowboys. McCarthy obviously gets fired. Vrabel goes to the Cowboys. Who's his first call? Jim Schwartz. Calls Jim Schwartz, says, hey, sorry what happened in Cleveland. Come be my DC at the Cowboys. Now that you have so many good players on defense, the way he runs his defense, fixed. His next call he makes, Arthur Smith. Says, hey, I'm sorry what happened in Atlanta. You know what it is. Let's get the band back together and get us 35 points a game again like he did with less talent at the Titans.
Welcome to Dallas, Mike Vrabel.
And that you bring Mike Vrabel and those two key points.
Yeah.
Now the whole mainstream palooza on the Cowboys every single year, I will buy into.
What was your other 2 points? I'm sorry. DC.
I feel like there's a dick
I
joke.
know.
I swear there's not. I
The
swear
D
there's
coordinator, Schwartz.
Yes.
The OC, Arthur Smith.
And what if
Yeah.
also Derrick Henry follows suit and comes with Vrabel?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't.
No. Shout out to Derrick Henry. If the Cowboys decide to bring back Tony Pollard, my guy, shout out to Ray Podcast, man. We've been doing some work together. He said, "Law, hey, call me crazy, but he would love to." Instead of Derrick Henry, he would love to have Saquon Barkley. What's y'all thoughts on Saquon Barkley, over here in Cowboys land? And mix him in, not to have him as an every down back, but also use him as a split back situation here, opposed to what we have here earlier. What if you bring back Tony Pollard for cheaply and Saquon Barkley? What if you have those two in the backfield? Would that be feasible? Saquon can block, he can catch out of the backfield, he can be a change of pace, and then as soon as you get tired with him, you spring in Tony Pollard. What would be that situation? Y'all let me know. Saquon or Henry, let me know far as that. And that's why you do the load management situation. Use him as a split, not as an all-down, every-down purpose running back. Hey, the 49ers did that. How many injuries CMC had? Tons, right? But he went into a system, right, that could work with him. Here's the thing. My thoughts are with Mike McCarthy is if we're going to keep him, we know we ain't going to run that ball. We know he said that for lip services. Mike McCarthy literally said that he watched every play of the Dallas Cowboys before he got here, and then by the time he was in here, he said, hey, I was just lying to Luke Kane, y'all. I was lying to Luke Kane, y'all, right? So if you bring in that type of situation, hey, we're looking for solutions, right? We're looking for a situation of what we can do. At the end of the day, we all know for sure that we absolutely need, NEED, a defensive coordinator. He's gone. Hey, who's out here saying, hey, run Dan Quinn back, man. Let's run it back again. And I would have in my contracts, man, and I know you probably can't do this, NFL, Jerry Jones, but I would have in my contracts, if you are a coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys team, there will be no entertainment of NT interviews during the playoff time. There will be no phone calls. The answer will already be in contract. I think that you can put anything in contract, regardless of the situation. And we have a $1 million exciter bonus or what have you, because you can write that in the contract. I don't know if that goes beyond the bylaws of the NFL, but to me, and I'm telling y'all because I don't like this team. I love this team. There's no way on planet Earth that Dan Quinn was focused. No way, man. No way he watched the tape of Green Bay. He was already thinking of Pelican Bay. He was thinking of something else. Ain't no way, man. We seen too much football, and we went through so much ups and downs just supporting the Cowboys for this defense to look like that. If anything, the defense is supposed to be our wild card, our spade, our situation at the crib. We're supposed to at least get a turnover, a few sacks, something, man. Ain't no way, man. And Dak, he's not off the hook, too. But come on. Defense win championships. They probably spared us for extremely let down for the following weeks if we were going to end up figuring out a way to win that game. But still, you got to want it. I think that the Jones family, from the general manager, the owner, to every single heartbeat that's on that team, you got to, how that saying go, you got to hate losing more than you love winning. Let me repeat this again. You got to hate losing more than you love winning. You got to. You got to, man. And I don't feel that temperaments with this particular team. I just don't feel it. Man, let me play this one more time for the people just not tuning in.
I said you want some people You want a few people.
A few
that's
people.
Hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied.
Satisfied.
The Cowboys are an appetizer team.
Man, appetizers sometimes can be good. And I'm a light eater, too. You give me some bang shrimp. That's good. I'm satisfied. You know, what about the T-bone? I'll wait. I say that, put that into the go bag, you know. Some people are like that. They don't eat much. But I want somebody that's hungry, man. Give me the appetizers, man. Give me the bang shrimp. Hey, what you got? The egg rolls? Give me the egg rolls, man. Hey. I was eating that, man. Spanish dip. Bring that too. Oh, that's just all appetizers. Good. But I'm ready for the entree now. T-bone steak. You know what I'm saying? With the bone in there. You keep the bone in there. I want the flavor, you know? Yeah. Lobster, mac and cheese. That's what I had at Nick and Sam's the other day. Come on. This team wasn't hungry, man. They was already full. They were full because they made it to the playoffs.
The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more. You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry.
Hey, man, I bet there's some spit on that phone or whatever that mic he would use. I guarantee you there was some spit. Jeez. Yeah, man. But you got to have some people that's hungry, man. And at this point, we starving, y'all. Oh, my God, we starving. Now, let me see if I can. I probably had to put cover over this. Let me see, put cover, just in case. Put some cover over it, just in case. Sometimes ESPN be getting me for this one. So we put a little cover over it. Let's listen to this move right here.
Look, I'm not a lawyer, but I easily could have been one. And the point of it is that the first thing they teach you in law school is you never ask a question you don't already know the answers to. You don't fire a coach unless you already have the next one ready to go. Those conversations somewhere along the line, Marcus, are taking place. I think that is standard operating procedure.
Absolutely.
There's just sort of the rules of the road here. So, Marcus, to me, Belichick to the Cowboys makes all the sense in the world. I don't think it's about control over personnel. I don't think it's about anything else. But Jerry Jones can hand Bill Belichick the two things he wants. He wants a roster that is ready to win right now, and he has a roster that has a chance to win a championship. He can get his 15 wins, he can win his title, and he can go off into the sunset as the greatest coach of all time. It makes too much sense from both sides.
Too much sense, man, from both sides. I know we beat the brakes off the Patriots this year, right? Well, last year technically, but we beat the brakes off of them, right? They wouldn't stack like we are right now. There's no one that can, argue that, But the year in 2021, them fools didn't have nobody on their team, and it took us to the final minutes. It took us to the wire. They had a dude, Jason Bourne, whatever that man's name, catching the ball on us, man, for a tub or what have you. We was fighting for our lives in that game. To the wire. We was sweating, boy, What you think he would do with this particular roster? And the Patriots didn't have nobody there. And people will say, Bill Belichick, did they still make it to the playoffs in 2021? Did they make it to the playoffs? I could be wrong. They could have. I don't know. But they ain't have nobody, But at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here campaigning and cheerleading for Bill Belichick at the age of 71, 72. But I would say, excuse me, I would say this. We won't be talking about disciplinary situations. We won't be talking about that. No. Backwood says, Burner says, Bill is trash. Is he better than Dan Quinn? Would you take the offer? Would you take the reasons and how they lost in these past 2 or 3 years opposed to how we lost? You see? Or would you take Bill Belichick's total body of resume? Or would you take Mike McCarthy's total body of resume? I'm just saying, you got to be hungry. Because what will happen, once again, the Cowboys will thrash a few teams. And here's the craziest thing of it all. I remember through the era of the Colts, my guy Peyton Manning, every single year, they would have an unbelievable regular season record. Unbelievable regular season record. And everybody said, man, Peyton Manning is a dog over there. But the Patriots had an unbelievable regular season record. But when it got down to week 15, week 16, the Colts would say, hey, we going to rest our starters. We going to pull some people. The Patriots was like, bull sugar. We gonna press the metal. We still got things that we got to work out in. We still got to do some stuff. And guess what happened? Who had the better resume in the postseason? We trying to win postseason. We done already graduated from winning in the regular season. We trying to figure out this postseason stuff. And for those who say that Bill Belichick haven't done anything since Tom Brady, well, excuse me. People fail to realize they acting like, and y'all so phony with it, y'all so fake with it, y'all acting like Tom Brady went to the Bucs by himself and won that Super Bowl. That's bull sugar thinking, y'all. That Bucs team was loaded. Y'all be hitting this stuff up crazy, man. That team was flat out loaded, man. What did Tom Brady look like when old boy left that slept with his wife? I forgot his name. Oops, allegedly. He said it, I don't want nobody to come get me, you know. But what happened to that? What did Tom Brady look like after all of that stuff that hit the fan and everything? That defense was loaded, y'all. Come on, man. They had everything on that team. Y'all acting like, yeah, and Tom Brady, I can't take that ring away from him. Yeah, Antonio Brown, yeah. And they already established a culture. And they still got a piece of that culture there now. If you want to win, you want to win. Yes, Bill Belichick would not give you flashy talks. He's going to be like watching paint dry on the wall. He's going to be like watching grass grow. But the results is what we're looking for. And on top of that, he wants to be here. Law, do you have any news and notes for? I got a little research for you.
After the season was over, somebody bumps up against me a few times, and I turn around, and it was Bill. He no longer had a job. He had been with Cleveland, and they'd let him go up there. He said, boy, listen, I can coach. Said, if I ever get an opportunity, don't forget about me. And I've thought about that many times.
What did he say? He thought about it many times. I would take Bill Belichick over Dave Campo any day. Shane Gailey any day. I wouldn't take him over at that time, Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was still the truth. But one can argue that you know, it was passing of the torch. I would definitely take Bill Belichick over Jason Garrett. And what we do with Ray Dakota Prescott, here's the greatest thing of it all. He would not have anybody campaigning for him. He would not have any sponsors in the building. Bill Belichick would look at it like this. Hey, I got Dak, I got Cooper Rush, and I got Trey Lance. Fight. He look at his defense, and he start spitting his hand together, writing his notes down, checking off stuff. And I guarantee you, salute to my guy Wanye. He's not throwing any of his players under the bus. Even Wanye was trying to defend. It was over there in the Twitter world. He was trying to defend J. Ron Curse on playing free safety. Wanye, you my dog. You don't have to lie to Luke Kane. We know. We know that you were a better, or you are a better safety than J-Ron Curse. This team will fight. This team will get through all of this other crazy stuff. But neither here nor there, man. I jumped early because I got an appointment to be at, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts. Here's my thoughts. If we keep Mike McCarthy and let him play out his final contract, I'm not mad at that. Are we a better team than what we were previously? Yes, we were 12-5, and quite sure either for the 2024 season we will win anywhere between 10 and 13 games, right? If we keep him. But what we should also understand is too, there will have to be some type of dog nasty mindset of a coach to come in here and not be super friends with all of these particular players. There's going to have to be some strong cuts. We got a lot of free agency. We'll go over that, and we'll go over some draft stuff and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Hey. Somebody said, my guy Unlucky said, Law, can you just be the coach? If I'm the coach, I would literally surround people who's better than me at every spot. And I will hold them accountable. Me calling plays? Nah. I'll get somebody else that can do that better. You know? You see, the dude that built the Tesla, he ain't building them. He got people to build them. He came up with the ideal or thought, or he stole them from somebody. That's how people do, right? But that's just what it is. So it is what it is. You got to figure out a way to make things better. And yes, just like Thanos said, yeah, I do it myself, but that's at the last resort. But you got to have culture changes around here. But there's no way. These coaches on the sidelines, the way they were, lackadaisy and stuff like that, no, there would have been spit coming from me. Yeah. They would have been fired me. They would have been got me up out of the paint. Yes, indeed. They would have been got me up out of there. I ain't going to even lie to y'all. They would have got me up out of there. Hey, what's wrong with that dude Law right there? You know, he's moving furniture around and stuff like that because I want it. Some people just satisfied with the check. Nah, I want the legacy. And the check. I want the legacy and the check. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that name is everything. What Marlo said, my name is my name. And they tarnished the name of the Cowboys this past weekend. Tom Landry is, in the words of Bubba Dub, is rolling around in his grave. Trash. You know? You got to have some of this type of fire.
Hey, guys, that's a embarrassment out there. That's a damn embarrassment. We can't block anybody up the down or hugging the ball early. Junior League. Somebody's got to get their attention.
What's your boy say? Troy.
Jack, I am tired of being a guy who's got to run down everybody's damn throat all the time. Why don't we have a coach that gets over there and does something about it? Instead, we want to go over and pat everybody on the ass, and they haven't done a job all night. Guys out there off, and nobody says anything about it. We got a head coach that won't say anything about it. We got coaches offensively who won't do anything about it.
Troy.
I mean, enough's enough. The babysitting's over.
The babysitting is over with, man. Troy, that's the funniest part of the whole thing. That's the funniest part of it, man. Hey, Troy, man, chill, man. Man, we got to have somebody to be like that on the sideline. Dak. Chill, man, chill. We don't have that. We're still searching for it. And sometimes you can be searching for it forever. I remember a couple of years back, there was this scary movie called Mama. And what happened was, in the 1800s or the 1700s, she had this baby, and she was being chased by the opposition. They wanted to do some nefarious things to her. I'm paraphrasing. Good movie, though. Scary movie. So she made it to the cliff, and she had the baby still in her hand. And she jumped off the cliff. She perished. The baby survived, but later on died. But it was still stuck by a branch on the side of the cliff. So in that scary movie, she wandered in the wilderness for multitudes of years. And if anybody walk in that woods, she gonna eat them up, gobble them up. But one day, there were a rich couple that was driving. And they had a wreck, and they had 2 kids. 2 kids. She would normally kill them, but they was a reminder of her child. So she raised them. It's a real good movie. The movie called Mama. You would go to the edge of the earth for the things you want. You will make the sacrifices to protect the things that you want. And what I'm saying in short, ladies and gentlemen, that I truly believe that we don't really want it. We just talk about it and say what we will do and what we gonna do. We do a lot of talking. We do a lot of talking. But everyone have a reason. Results are what matter. Yes, indeed. Yes, Zach. Spoiler alert. Somebody goes, man, I'm going to watch Mama now. Put the surround sounds on. Dim the lights. Let me know when you're watching. Woo! All she could feed her little kids that she adopted was some cherries in the wilderness. And they acted just like her, a ghost. But somebody eventually found those 2 kids and they tried to convert them back to civil minds, right? To natural speaking and natural thinking. But they were raised by a ghost and she would miss them. So she would come sneak up at night. Shoot. But it is what it is. Spectacular said, "Ghost Mama wasn't kind of scary. It's old. That's an old situation." But 8 years and counting, and this is the final straw right here. Dak Prescott, if you don't stand tall at all, then sayonara. They can be singing the songs. Maybe the ghost come get him. You know. Yo, Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that I have for this moment. I really appreciate y'all. One love to the nation. We got to figure it out, whether it's Bill Belichick. Shout out to Bill Parcells, though. Whether it's Vrabel, whether it's Bobby Slowick, whether it's, let's say, Mike McCarthy bringing it back, Dan Quinn realized that, hey, all of these other jobs is not the same. Or whether he come back, the Cowboys got to get those results. Shout out to you, James. And cry, Eagles, cry. I see you, fam. DC for life. I got it bounced like a basketball. But I appreciate all of you all. Be sure to hit that like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Salute. Shout out to Prize Picks. Roll those credits. Or Pete Carroll. Brandon, ain't nobody ducking you. You already said what you was going to say about Dak Prescott. That's like beating a dead horse. What else you want? What else you want to say? This team collectively is still undisciplined. This team collectively still got a $60 million note that they got to figure out. That's the reality of it. Appreciate everybody. $60 million. Ain't none of y'all saying, hey, man, let me get a $60 million and park it on the side and go buy something else. Nah, y'all gonna have to figure it out. I love the idea of Jim Harbaugh. He will be my number 1 guy, believe it or not. Because he already know. You already know that he knows all of the college players that's coming out now, and he'll have a leg up on all of the scouting report. DC for life, not for short. We about. Peace.